if they're superior, why don't they somehow or another let their little superior stuff kick in and stop blaming and living in the past, which had nothing to do with them, by the way. Living in the past and blaming the whites and others. At what point will they say, you know what, we had enough complaining and being victims and talking about this mess. Let's show everybody what we can do. Why don't they forget about the past and live in the present?
My father's older than you, and he tells me stories about, how he grew up and he worked on a plantation. And he did say, he got along with,
I don't care, I was there.
He was there before you. He's older than you.
White people got along way better than they do today.
What?
Because the white people are sick of the black people. Everybody.
You said sick and dogs on them? What'd you say?
I said that white people and black people got along way better than they are today.
You said the water hoses?
I said that white people are sick of the blacks complaining.
You said the lynchings?
So what though?
The lynchings?
Did you know that there were, I think, something like 4,000 blacks who owned slaves?
4,000 blacks who owned slaves?
In Kentucky or one of those areas.
What source is that? No, what's your source?
One of my hosts talked about it the other day on the show. But you didn't know that.
No, what's the source?
All your little black supremacy book. You didn't look that up.
No. What source is that?
Let's do this. We'll
That's
get
a lie.
Put it up there.
You ever heard of the book by James Lowe, The Lies My History Teacher Told Me? That would be in it. That's a lie.
Why don't black people just kind of move on with their lives and stop this mess that they're into? If they're superior, why don't they somehow or another let their little superior stuff kick in and stop blaming and living in the past, which had nothing to do with them, by the way. Living in the past and blaming the whites and others. At what point will they say, you know what, we had enough complaining and being victims and talking about this mess. Let's show everybody what we can do. Why don't they forget about the past and live in the present?
Well, the past affects the present.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Not if you don't live in it.
It's no way to get around it. It does.
Yes, there's a way to get around it.
The past is still in the present.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Only in your mind.
No. In 2015, in Miami, Florida, they were shooting at, in a police department, they were shooting at black civilians' pictures, mugshots, at a police department.
When was this?
In 2015. In Miami, Florida. 2015?
What year is it now?
That's 8 years ago.
What year is it right now?
2023.
But what's the purpose of living in the past?
So yesterday is the past.
What's the purpose of living in yesterday?
You have to know your history in order for history not to repeat itself and to improve yourself.
That's not true.
That is true.
Knowing your history is what makes things worse. So if black people know their history, they've been talking about this mess for years, right? Knowing their history, why are they still repeating the same thing over and over again?
They don't know their history. If you know the history that's in this book, they know the history that they want to teach. When we talk about systemic racism, do you know that in 2015...
You believe that racism exists?
Yes.
And what is racism?
I'll tell you. So racism is the unfair treatment of one group of people based on their race, or the belief that one group of people is inferior solely based off their race. So
you are racist for believing that black people are superior to others?
For saying that we have superior resilience.
Are you a racist for believing that black people are superior to all other races, you said?
No, I'm not racist.
But you just said that was racism.
No, I said solely based on race. Mine is not solely based on race.
So you believe...
Mine are based off black accomplishments and black oppression.
So racism is a belief that one race is superior to another, right?
Solely based on race.
But racism is, according to you, a belief that one race is better than the other.
Solely based on race, correct.
And so if white people think they're better because they do better than black people, they see that they're smarter, they're more innovative.
They're not smarter.
They're
not more innovative.
They're more or less to blame others and carry on.
No, they're
Does that
not.
make them superior to the blacks?
Nothing you said was true.
Does that make them superior,
No, it
racist to
doesn't.
the black because they do more?
They don't do more.
They
What
do more.
What do you mean they do more?
They're keeping the country going while black people are chasing them, trying to get it and destroying it.
Destroying what?
Everything they touch.
I'm black. I don't destroy everything I touch.
You may be one black that don't, but most blacks do.
No, most blacks do what?
Destroy.
Prove that.
Who killed other blacks the most?
Blacks. And who kills other whites the most?
Who turned nice
neighborhoods? No.
Who turned nice neighborhoods? I'm giving you the proof.
But who kills other whites the
nice
most?
Neighborhoods
But that's
into
intellectually
hoods?
dishonest. That's
Who
intellectually
turned
dishonest.
nice neighborhoods into hoods?
Bad people.
Who? Now you're changing.
No.
Who turned nice neighborhoods into hoods?
Hood people.
Who are those hood people?
Hoodlums.
I'm giving you a hint.
It's a skin color, but what's the hint there? Who? Which people are those? You ever read the book by?
Are you a Democrat?
You ever read the book by Thomas Sowell? It's Black Rednecks, White Liberals. You ever read that book?
No.
So he talks about the white people that you're talking about with the skin color there. Thingy.
Are you a Democrat?
No.
Were you ever a Democrat?
Yes.
And you're
Huh?
You Republican now?
No.
And how do you vote?
I'm nonpartisan. I vote based off of knowledge, and I do my due diligence. I study to see which group, which person, which people will do the most for black people.
Did
right
you vote
now,
for the Great White Hope? How come? See, that's another sign of inferiority.
What's that?
You vote for those who are going to do the most for black people.
Right.
Right. If black people are so superior, why can't they do most for themselves?
In a system. In a system.
If black people are superior to all,
we can.
Why don't they do? Why you got to always vote for somebody that's going to do something for the blacks?
All right, so you should either do that or don't vote at all.
No, I'm asking you, if black people are superior,
right,
why do you even consider voting for somebody that's going to do something for the blacks?
I would, because that's what makes sense if I'm black.
But why, if they're superior, why they got to have somebody do something for them?
Because we grew up in a system that has oppressed us, doing things against us. So now it's time to do something for us.
Y'all ain't going to never overcome the system?
Who?
The blacks.
If they keep acting the way they're acting, no. We got to read this book and act how I'm telling you to act. So this is the key to overcoming it.
Did you vote for the Great White Hope?
Who's the Great White Hope?
You know who the Great White Hope is.
I know who you call the Great White Hope. You call, what's his name? Trump, the Great White Hope.
I rest my case.
That's what you call
I knew you know the Great White Hope.
I've watched your show.
Did you vote for him?
No.
Are you going to vote for him this time?
No.
And why not?
Because what is he going to do for black people?
Do you vote?
Sometimes.
Do you vote?
Yes.
And did you vote in the last election, presidential election?
Yes.
And who did you vote for?
I think I did a fill-in, a write-in.
Oh, you didn't vote for Biden or the Great White Hope?
Who?
The Great White Hope.
Oh, the one you call. Where did you come up with that? Why do you call him the Great White Hope?
Well, when he was in office, he was making America great again by bringing jobs back, drilling oil, putting an amazing wall around the border, taking away all those restrictions, lowering the taxes, and we were respected around the world.
You said he was making it great again.
As a result of him, and he white.
When was it great before?
No, I just told you why I call him Great White Hope.
Right, because you said he's white. When was it great before?
And it was always great before.
America was always great? Always
until Obama got his hands on it, and then Joe Biden.
America was always great?
Yes.
So even during slavery, America was great?
Absolutely.
You are serious?
As a heart attack.